Yeah, because I don't go to your church or because I don't attend often. Yes, because I don't pay tithe, I don't drop envelope. Yes, you can't cater to my needs. You can't even send a text message and say hi. It's okay. But guess what? Guess what? The invisible guide is always near, is always there. Hold on to your belief tightly. Shut your eyes to those around you. Even some of us that go to church like crazy, our neighbors can't even come to us for anything. We don't even attend to anybody's need. Your neighbor is there. You are still waiting for the neighbor to come ask you when you can cook that meal and drop it by their door. When you can do grocery and drop it by their door. But because they haven't asked me. They haven't asked me. And when we ask, some of the churches I've been to, when you even know it's too much for you to keep up with those widows, with those orphans monthly, but rather you want to build, you are building churches, you are planting all over the place, giving to those who don't know that the people that come to your church, or you don't even care for them. Some people attend that church every week, Sundays, with tears in their eyes, with sorrow in their hearts. But guess what? They hide it because they don't want you to know. Because after all, even if you know, you are not going to do anything. You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing. What am I saying? Nobody is needing you to babysit them. Nobody needs anybody to be to babysit them. But you trying to be good people to people who don't attend your gathering often, and people who attend your gathering for weeks, you will not check up on them. You don't even want to know their need. You are raising funds for other reasons. I've been in church and I've never had anybody say, let's raise funds for the widows among us because we know this stage is difficult. And let any widow who thinks that they need help come to take those offerings. You will not. Because you don't think that their needs are to be handled by the church. But rather, you will be raising funds for the church you want to build, the things you want to do outside that people don't know that you are doing it for some reasons, tax purposes. Because when you present those documents, you will gain some tax back, right? I don't sugarcoat. I've been through it all. And I think the universe made me go through these things so that I can see that there's no help from anybody in this world. People don't help you except where they will reap. So you better be strong for yourself. I cannot be a church mat just because I want church to help me. I cannot be I cannot sell my conscience because I want somebody to help me. I'm not saying church is not good. But what I find for myself is that when your envelopes for offerings and tithes, here we write our names at the back of the envelopes of tithe and offering. When it's not coming as usual, out of sight is out of mind, then they forget you exist. We will all be accountable. If such thing exists, we will all be accountable for our actions. Thank you to my neighbors who are not calling me to their church, but they are kind enough to even say hi. Thank you. to those who are even believers, but they feel like, oh, wow, they understand. Thank you so much. And for those who sit there, all they do is judge. Thank you. For he who judge shall be judged. Can church do better? Church, do better. Go back and study your Bible and see what God said you should do. It said, take care of the widows. Take care of the orphans. Show love to people that need love. In your church, stop raising fund for building. Start raising fund for the poor among you. Start raising funds for the needy among you. Some people who are holding microphones singing in your church, they are so ashamed to ask you for help. They really need the help, but they are ashamed to ask because they will tell them, oh, you have hands, you have feet, you cannot walk me. Because they are ashamed to tell you that they haven't paid their school fees. Their children's school fees, because they are so ashamed of your judgments, even from you pastors. They are so ashamed from telling you leaders because you will judge them. Instead of raising money to build church in South Africa, raising money to build to church in something, even the members you are building the church for, many of them are suffering and smiling and suffering in silence. Start raising funds to help the widows, to help the poor, to help the needy. There are people in your church who haven't paid their school fees. There are people in your church who have no food to eat. But yet you close your eyes thinking helping people far away is what is most desirable. I've sat in congregations where I weep from the beginning to the end of the service, and nobody, even the ones that sat around and the back. In my mind, I was like, oh, maybe, what are they thinking? Probably they think the message is what is conflicting me. No wonder. The next generation, you might not see anybody in the church. Because guess what? I was born into religion. I was raised in religion. A lot of cruelty. If you don't follow their doctrine as it's mapped out, if you don't follow their doctrines as it's laid down, if you don't follow their rules as it is laid down, they shut their eyes. They shut their mind. And guess what? They think they are going to heaven. I bet it with you, the door of that heaven will be shut against you because you shut your eyes, you shut your minds against what is important to lift people up. So many people have gone to grave just because people shut their minds, people shut their eyes to their needs. And they live in isolation. They live in depression because you don't care, because I don't care. Why don't we start to change that? Why don't we start to change that narrative and stop from our flowing gowns and garments going to church like it's party? Yes, it's party. But start living. Start doing the work of God. Thank you. Have a blessed day.